Well, you don't get like 87 million followers for nothing, I guess.
Right.
Money Watch, more than 700,000 people here in our state got a raise on Sunday. A new law bumping up the minimum wage went into effect.
So those workers also get sick time. Prop 206 passed very easily in November. While people no doubt will enjoy the extra money in their paychecks, many in the business community are still fighting the law in the Arizona Supreme Court.
They say the new law is not just going to cost them more money, it's going to cost all of us more money because they're going to have to charge more for what they're doing. So joining us now is Andrew Packer. You own 4 Bahama Bucks shaved ice restaurants, stores here in the Valley, and you have a ton of minimum wage workers, right?
Yeah, so currently across our 4 stores we have about 55 employees, and during our peak time over the summer we'll employ about 80 or so across those 4 stores.
So what did this new law do to you in terms of dollars and cents?
Well, the intellectually honest answer would be we don't know yet. It's just went in place on Sunday, but looking forward to what it might mean for us, it certainly means fewer employees. We looked at our outlook for this year, and we'll hire 6 to 10 fewer employees this year, just as we are more cautious to add new employees, which are expensive to train and everything. And we're a little bit cautious there, but we've also had to bump prices, like you mentioned.
Well, tell me about that. So, and I should get out there that you're my daughter's boss. And the reason I brought you on here is because I knew that you had said to all of your workers, hey, we're going to have to raise prices now. Congratulations on your raise, workers. Right. But to pay for that, we're going to have to raise prices.
Yeah, absolutely. We were looking at the prospect of going out of business without a price increase.
Right.
Between 55 employees all getting a $1.95 raise, the prospect of that, there was just no possible way that we would be able to afford that increase without increasing prices. Now, we did our best to raise them in the smallest way possible, and so we were very, very blessed in that our volume is able to we're able to spread that in such a way where the increase wasn't too much. We raised our prices on average about 15 cents, 15 to 20 cents. With our core product being shaved ice, we raised those on average about 25 cents or so in order to pay for it. But it was absolutely necessary, or we would end up having to unemploy all 55 of our employees as we go out of business.
Can you give specifics, Andrew? We were chatting about the idea with the sick time leave and how that affects your business.
Yeah, so that portion of the law doesn't go into effect until July, but there are some interesting aspects about that. It creates a new compensation package that didn't exist before, and one of the things that we're looking at is if we have 80 employees and they were all able to earn a maximum of 40 hours of paid sick time throughout the course of the year, that's cost about $32,000 of additional expenses that we otherwise wouldn't have had and we're not planning for. Right. And so without being able to increase or add a new revenue stream in order to pay for that, it's a big question mark on what that'll do for our business going forward.
And it's a bigger issue. The way I look at it is, it used to be a minimum wage job was something you got, and in my day it was like $3.25 an hour or whatever it was. It was an entry-level job. I think we're seeing more and more people, though, that a minimum wage job is what they're earning as adults.
Right, absolutely. And for our company, our average age of employee is about 18 years old. But you're right, there are a lot of people who are married, they have kids, they have families, and the minimum wage jobs just aren't enough to really make ends meet. But the law does not provide for the younger employees to to have an exemption from that, and so it's going to be more and more difficult for younger employees to get the jobs ahead of these other older people who might have more experience inside of the industry, and it's really going to hurt them. The Cato Institute did a research study that said for every 1% increase in the minimum wage, there's a 1/10 to 3/10 raise in the unemployment rate for youth. And so this is a 24% raise, which means you might see the unemployment rate in youth, which is already high, go up even further from 2.5 to 7.5%.
Well, Andrew, thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
To note as well, Troy, there's a lot of companies out there who didn't want to share, but it does really affect local companies, local businesses. So thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. All right, as we head into the break, let's take a look at some traffic.